unto him. It's not what I want to do, it's what he wants to do. I am dead. I am dead. I am dead. But that deadness is not just automatic. That's why Paul began to tell us in Romans chapter 12, verse 1. He says, present your body as a living sacrifice. That deadness is a living, present sacrifice that you do. You present your body, you say, I am dead. It's not me, it is God, it is Christ, it is not me. If you don't do that, it's not God's going to come on his own. No. Yes. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17 says, if any man be in Christ, is a new creature. Yes, all things are passed away, all things have become new, right? But it requires your consent. It requires you making a living decision. It is not a dead sacrifice. It's a living sacrifice, meaning that you have to be actively making that decision every second of your life. Living for Christ is not autopilot. Yes. So everything that you resource is available. But while you are yet in this life, the body has not been redeemed yet. So there's still a wrestle between the body, the flesh, and the spirit, continually warring in this life. Yeah, the flesh wants you not to be a Christian. Your spirit wants to be a Christian. Your flesh says, don't do it. Your spirit says, I must serve God. It's a continual war, and that war will not end until we see Christ. Yes, because when we see him, we have the perfect redemption of the body. Yes, the flesh will be taken away and we'll be completely like him. But until then, while we're in this life, there's a wrestle. There's a wrestle between the spirit and the flesh. You cannot be a Christian autopilot. I don't care how many days you fast. You still have to make that decision for God every day, every second, every minute. And you have to make it easy on yourself by the things you surround yourself with. Right? Because whatever you surround yourself with will affect you. Everything affects one another. Nothing lives in isolation in this life. Whatever you surround yourself with will affect you. You are affected, it affects you, right? Like we normally would say, the law of average, right? You are the average of the people closest to you. Why? Because the spirits are mixing together. The energy from them and the energy from you. Everything is looking for average, looking for congruency, looking for equilibrium, right? In that equilibrium, something about you is changing, something about them is changing. Right? So you don't want to associate yourself with people you don't want to take their spirit on. So you have to be careful about your environment, where you spend your time, what you spend your time with, right? It's not just people, right? It's things also, because there are spirits also, right, that we're talking about here, right? Everything affects everything. So you need to, right? If you say that you are born again, if you say you are dead, right? You need to begin then to mind the things of God. That's what Paul began to tell us in Colossians. He says, if we are of God, then let us mind the things that are above. Mind the things that are above. Because the thing you mind will affect your life. It will affect your destiny. It will affect your faith. You make the decision, the things you mind. Then the things you mind will determine where you are going. Right? The things you mind is you choosing the direction of your life. Right? And the direction you face will determine your destination. You cannot get to a place you are not facing. Right? It's where you are facing that you are going to get to. Right? So you determine your direction of your life. Right? The direction you choose will determine your destination. Right? So you have to decide the things that work for you, the things that build you up, the things that are taking you to what you say is your destination. If your destination is heaven, they better be minding the things of heaven. Mind the things that are above. Mind the things that bring you to God. Mind the things that keep you in fellowship with God. Right? Fellowship with God. Fellowship with God. Begin to mind the things that cause you to worship God. Right? When we talk about worship, the word worship is the word focus. Right? Whatever you focus on, you are worshiping. Right? So if you say you are worshiping God, better be focusing on God. Because you cannot worship God and be focusing on the devil. Whatever you add your focus is your master. Right? And that's what Paul tells us. He says that whatsoever controls you, right? Whatever has your focus, whatever is drawing you to itself, to that thing, you are a servant. But you decide what you want to focus on. not anything or not the devil. It's you. You make the decision. But what you decide then determines your destiny, determines who you are becoming, right? If you focus on God, then you're going to become like God, right? If you focus on the devil, on the things that are not of this life or of God, then that's what you're going to become, right? So you make that decision. You make the decision of your destination, of your direction, sorry. Then your direction determines your destination, right?